Hey yogis, thanks so much for joining me on the mat this morning. My name is Sarah, and for today's practice, we're going to be stimulating the body's digestive system and helping to promote natural detoxification for a happy and healthy body. So come to sit on your heels, sitting nice and tall. We're just going to begin just by closing our eyes. Just beginning today's class by drawing awareness into the body. So we're going to really bring ourselves onto the mat today. See if we can notice what's going on inside of our body. Notice what's going on inside of the mind. Allowing the shoulder blades to drop down your back. And just begin to draw your awareness to your breath. Not trying to change the breath, just becoming aware. Becoming aware of how the body feels. And becoming aware of any worries or thoughts running through your mind. Again, we're just noticing, checking in what's going on. Just using this moment to notice what you notice. And now see if you can soften everything. As we soften the breath, we slow it down. And soften and melt the muscles. Slowing everything down. And then gently beginning to blink the eyes open and welcoming yourself onto the mat and welcoming yourself into your class today. We're going to begin by interlacing our fingers out in front of us. Flip the palms so the palms face away from you and begin to draw the arms up and overhead. So we're stretching up through the sides of the body, allowing our sitting bones to be really heavy, rooted into our heels. If you do need to place a pillow or a mat or a blanket in between your heels and your sitting bones, that's perfectly fine. So sitting, lengthening through the sides of the body. Inhale, and as you exhale, begin to round the spine and drop the gaze so the palms face out in front of you. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. And exhale as you gently round. Just beginning to move with your own breath. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. And exhale as you round. For today's class, we're going to have quite a few twists through the class. They might get a little bit deep towards the end. I'm just going to gently begin the class, warming and waking up the muscles. With gentle movements, gentle stretches. Last one. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, rounding. Reaching back up, gently release the arms. So make our way into our first twist of the class. So we're going to bring our right hand to rest the outside of the left knee and bringing the left hand around. So beginning to twist and look over the left shoulder. Sitting nice and tall, keeping that length through the spine. Just focusing on the breath as we twist from the belly. And exhale, we're going to unwind, bring the left hand around to rest the inside or to the outside of the right leg and bring your right hand back behind you as you lift and lengthen and twist and look over to the right. And just notice how this side of the body feels from the last. There's a lot of twists today in our class. It's nice to check in with each side of the body, just to see what's going on. And inhale, come back to center. We're going to take a bit of a side opener. So walk the right hand out, maybe staying high up on the fingertips or coming down onto the hand. Inhale as you lift and lengthen, reaching the left arm up and overhead. You can drop the gaze down to the right hand or keeping it out looking in front of you. Whatever feels right for you this morning on your neck. Inhale and exhale, gently come back up, tree center, swap sides. Left hand plants, inhale, reach the right arm up and overhead. Sending the breath down through the right lung, feeling that opening from the right hip up through the right side of the body. And inhale, come back to center. Make your way so you're a long way on the mat if you're not there already. Walk the legs a little bit back on the mat so you have enough space out in front of you. We're going to make our way into a puppy pose from here. So keep your knees in line under your hips. And we're going to begin to walk the arms out, long on the mat, as we melt our chest, our forehead down, resting on the mat. Soften down. You can soften the forearms down onto the mat. As we stretch out the spine, beginning to open up into the shoulder blades and into the hips. We're going to tread the needle and take another twist from here. So lift the gaze. You might need to walk the arms back in slightly. We're going to bring our right hand to rest under the left, resting down onto the right ear and walking the left hand out in front of you. You can stay high up on the fingertips of the left hand. It'll just give it a deeper opening into the armpit, all down the left side of the body. Now just notice where your hips are. You want to try and keep them stacked over the heels. Your hips are going to want to shift to the left, but keep drawing them back over to the right. You'll notice that'll intensify the twist. You'll really feel it into the right side of the body. We're beginning to work deeper. Move deeper into the muscles. Inhale and exhale, plant the left hand. Make your way back up and we'll take it to the next side. Left hand treads onto the right, coming down onto the left ear. Right fingertips claw into the mat as we twist and shift the hips over to the left. Try and notice as we're in our twists, as we work from one side to the next, that the two sides of the body are never the same. You'll always notice one side is a little bit tighter than the next. That's just showing you where you might need to work or where you hold your tension. And then inhale, gently make our way back out and walk the hands back in towards the body. From here, making our way into our first down dog. So walk the hands slightly more forward than your shoulders. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to begin to hover the knees off the mat as we send our hips towards the back of the room. So tuck the toes under, lift the knees, sending the hips back. Keep the knees as deeply bent as you need. As we're in our first downward facing dog of the day, the backs of our legs, our hamstrings might be quite tight. And if they are, you might want to feel like you can pedal out through the legs, dropping the weight into one heel at a time. And coming high up onto the toes. And exhale, begin to sink the heels down towards the mat, really pressing the hips towards the back of the room as you lengthen through the spine. Inhale, coming back up onto the toes, stretching into the toes. Such a lovely pose to do in the morning. And exhale, drop the heels down. From here, we're going to walk up towards the top of the mat into our first forward fold. So walking the feet one foot at a time. And when you make your way to the top of the mat, keeping the feet
hip width distance apart. We want to allow the upper body to melt and hang heavy over our legs. Maybe taking hold of opposite elbow and rocking side to side. The lengthening through the spine, finding more space through the back of the body. Unclasp the hands, allow them to hang heavy. Bring your right hand onto the fingertips. So we're going to begin to bend into the right knee as you begin to look to the left and reach your left hand up towards the sky, twisting, opening through the hips. Feel a really lovely deep opening through the left hamstring. Locking up towards the fingers. And exhale, twist, plant the left hand, bending into the left knee as you reach the right fingertips towards the sky. Noticing that opening now into the right side. You can really reach the fingers and find more space. Inhale, exhale, softly release, bending into the knees as much as you need to. We're going to step back from here into a low lunge. So we're going to step back first with our left foot. So step really far towards the back of the mat as we drop down onto the left knee. We're going to inhale as we sweep the arms up and overhead and drawing them down through heart center. We're going to take a twist from here. So we're going to begin to look over towards the left and open through the arms. So your right hand is pointing towards the back of the room and your left hand is out in front of you. Now if you want to take it deeper, you can begin to drop the right hand to rest towards the back leg and inhale as you sweep the left arm up and overhead. Inhale and exhale. See if you can go deeper. Inhale, exhale, gently come out of the pose, twisting back around towards the front. Plant the hands down onto the mat. We're going to pick up the back knee and plant the left hand to the inside of the right foot as you begin to twist and reach the right hand up towards the sky. Staying with your breath. Coming into our easy twist here. And gently making your way back out of the pose. From here, we're going to step the left foot back up towards the right into a forward fold. Keeping the feet hip width distance apart, drop the head, drop the gaze. Heel toe the feet, this time as wide as the mat so the toes come off the mat. I'm going to take another twist from here, so plant the right hand this time just in line under the face and then begin to open through the arms. Bit of a deeper twist, taking it even deeper into the body. Inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand plants. Inhale, pick up the right hand. And exhale, release, lovely. Heel toe the feet back to center. Going back into our forward fold. Bend into the knees once again as much as you need. So your knees are deeply bent, your fingertips are on the mat. And from here, we're going to step our right foot towards the back of the mat, coming in to our low lunge. Drop the knee down. Inhale, reach the hands up and overhead. Lovely. Begin to take our twist. Arms extend, open through the chest. You want your right fingertips pointing towards the front of the room. Your left are pointing towards the back. Opening through the spine, lift and lengthen. Go deeper if you want. Drop the left hand back. Reach up and overhead with the right. You can sink the hips. Find more space with the right hand. Noticing every wobble, every shake in the body. And just going with it. Just notice what's going on. Such a deep opener, deep twist. Inhale and twisting back. Reach the arms up and overhead. Dropping down, right hand plants to the inside of the left leg. Pick up the back knee. As you come into our easy twist, we draw the left fingertips towards the sky and we look up towards the fingers. Twisting from the belly, pressing into the right heel, squeezing the legs into center line. And gently coming out, rest the left hand down. We're going to step our left leg towards the back to meet in downward facing dog. So take your time. Begin to step the left leg back and pedal out through the legs. Notice how the hips feel. And when you're ready, we're going to drop down onto the knees, onto all fours, cross over at the ankles, walk the hands back. We're going to make our way into a seated position from here. Extend the right leg out in front of you. We're going to bring the left leg and hug it in towards the body. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Find length through the spine. Bring the left leg over the right. Hug the left leg around. As you reach the left hand behind you, you come into a twist, lift and lengthen, twist and look over the left shoulder. So we're hugging our left leg in with the right hand, and we're twisting and looking over to the left. Last breath. And gently release, come back to center. We're going to drop the left knee to rest onto the right knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen, find space. So what we want here is to feel a really deep stretch into the right leg, into the hamstring. So peel the right toes back towards the face as you firmly press into the right heel. Don't worry if the knee is deeply bent. Don't worry if the left knee is high up. Doesn't matter. This will look different on absolutely everybody. So lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, very slightly hinge forward, just to where you begin to feel it. And stay here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last breath. Inhale, exhale. Gently coming out. And cross the legs. You can just shake through the legs before we move into the next side. Lovely. So hug the right knee, this time in towards the body. Step the right leg over the left. Hug that right leg around as you begin to twist and look over to the right. Inhale, lift and lengthen, find space through the spine. See if you can deepen the twist. Last breath and unwind. Lovely. Drop the right knee now down onto the left. And like we did on the opposite side, peeling your toes back towards your face. You imagine that you're trying to peel them back to touch your face and press firmly into the left heel. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, ever so slightly, come forward. You won't even notice this, but you'll feel it deeply into the back of the leg. I'm just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. And gently unwind. Bring the right foot back around and bring the soles of the feet to touch. And just shake out the knees. So what we want is our feet a good bit away from our bodies. We don't want our feet too close in. We want them roughly in what looks like a diamond-shaped pose with the legs. It's going to shake through the knees, just to shake out any tension in the hips. And we're going to make our way into deer pose from here. One of my favorite poses to do. So we'll start with the left side. So we're going to keep the right foot exactly as it is and begin to bend at the left knee. So you roughly want the left knee coming down and imagining it that can go down in line with the hip. It probably won't, it's perfectly fine. And you want the left ankle
in line under the left knee. And the right foot can be where it wants to be. So sitting up nice and tall to begin with, you'll notice the left hip will want to peel away from the mat. Imagine that you're drawing that hip down, so we're opening deep and externally rotating the hip. Inhale, lift and lengthen. We're going to walk the hands slightly back behind you. You'll notice once you do, you're going to feel this deeply into the hip. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Now this might be enough. This could be deep enough for your hips straight away. If you feel you can take it deeper, maybe you want to come down onto the forearms. But what we want is a sense of grounding with the left hip. So go to where you can, go to where you feel you should be. And just begin to soften in. Making this pose a little bit more passive. See if you can soften the muscles. Noticing, feeling that inner rotation of the left hip. And we'll gently come out, ground the hands wherever you are. We're going to walk back to center. We'll take a gentle twist from here. So we're going to bring our right hand behind us. The left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. So we lift and lengthen and twist and look over the right shoulder. And stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Gently unwind. Take a counter twist. Bring the right hand to the left knee and twist and just look over the left shoulder. And come back to center. And we'll just take it to the next side. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Maybe shake out the knees. Just release any tension in the left hip. Make sure that we don't take anything away from our class. Only the good stuff. So I'm going to bend into the right knee. Bring it down behind you. Make sure your ankle is in line under your knee. And you have nice height through the body. Grounding as much as you can into the right hip. See if you can get it glued into the mat, or just that sense of grounding will do perfectly. Inhale, lift and lengthen, then begin to walk the hands back behind you. Maybe coming down onto the forearms, or maybe not. And close your eyes wherever you are. Notice how this side feels. Working with that awareness, drawing it to the right hip. We try and ground and balance both hips. Last breath. Gently coming back up from wherever you are, and we'll take our twist. Right hand rests on the outside of the left knee, left hand is behind you. Lift and lengthen, twist and look over the left shoulder. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Find more space with the inhale. As the exhale, you begin to twist and go deeper. And come back to center, counter twist. Left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind you. Twist and look over to the right. Lovely, coming back. Bringing the legs in, shake through the knees. And now we're going to come down onto our back from here. It's coming down, lying flat on the mat. You can begin to extend the legs long away from you. Hands can rest on your belly, or maybe down beside the body. Nestle the shoulder blades underneath. And just allow everything to become heavy. Allow the muscles to soften and release. Allow the weight of the bones to connect and root into the mat. As we move into our Savasana, we just take a moment to notice the effects our class has had on our body. And we feel more open, more released. that we've rinsed and let go. Soften through the eyes. Soften the hips. Allowing the feet to be heavy. And thank you very much for joining me on the mat today. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Namaste.